Hey, I'm so glad you guys could join. This is going to be some intro to some workshops that I'm teaching. My next one is going to be the Rise Above workshop in Brandenburg, Kentucky at the Quality Inn on February 17th. At any time, you can go onto my event page on Facebook or go to debbiestroud.com and click under workshops, and that will take you right to the page. The really cool thing that I'm running right now is an early bird special. So if you get in on the next 7 days, the price of the $65 registration fee goes down to $40. After that, it's going to go back up to the $65. Now you're going to get 3 hours worth of workshop. This is a Rise Above workshop. We're going to talk about different things that help us rise above the things that we want to rise above in life, right? Who doesn't want to do that? So I want to invite you to paint with me today. So I'm going to put the video screen down here onto my painting canvas. There we go. So the first thing I really like to do is to light a candle. I've got just a little travel lavender candle here. And it smells really good. I'm going to light it. I like to do that when I paint. It just signifies that I'm setting aside special time for myself to be able to paint because I really enjoy it. So I'm going to just set my candle off to the side here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but anyway, there it is. The next thing I do is I have a palette here, and you can tell that I use it over and over and over and over. I recycle these, so I don't use a whole lot of them. But what I do next is I look at my paints that I have, and I just kind of pick the ones that call to me. So I use a lot of different kind of paint. This is cheap paint from Michaels. I really like this fuchsia. And if you notice, I'm just putting about a little quarter size, between a dime and a quarter size paint. I'll show you why in just a second. So right now I'm just going to put out a little bit of paint. These colors kind of looked really yummy to me when I started gathering all of my stuff for this painting session. This is one of my favorite all-time colors, aqua green. I use it in almost everything I do in some point or another because it just really calls to me. It really resonates. This is my favorite color in the world. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. Now this is a little different. This is the kind that you get at Walmart, just the apple barrel paints. Listen, I paint with anything. So I'm going to put a little dab of that. These paints in the little bottle you can get at either Walmart or Michaels. On a good day at Michaels, you can get them for 50 cents a piece. They're not the same brand. They're like the Michaels brand. I think it's called Artist Loft, but they do just as good. And then I'm going to put out a little bit of white. With this first layer, all we're going to do is kind of cover the canvas. And I'm going to show you a few ways that I start a painting. I've got just cheap brushes here. You can use any kind of brushes from Walmart, you know, any kind. These are bristle brushes. They're longer and they're cheap, and I paint with them all the time. So I'm gonna kind of start putting down color. Now, one thing I want you to know is I don't have any water out right at this point in time. I've just got a dry brush and the paint. So I'm just gonna start covering the canvas in paint. Just at this point in time, it's just about playing and having fun. I really like to see how the different colors blend. I love the colors blending. And if you can hear the brush up against the canvas, this is a dry brush. It's really important at this point in time that I just have that dry brush because I don't want it to take an unbelievable long time to dry. So I'm just kind of putting that all around, and I'm not rinsing out my brush before I go to another color. I'm just going ahead and getting that on there, and see how that blends right there. It's just so pretty. I'm going to go back to the green, put a little bit of green in that now. So I'm going to keep on brushing that on. I think I'm going to have to get a little bit more paint. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to dip a little bit into the white. Maybe get a little white going on. I don't know why, but I really like when I'm starting a painting to go diagonally with the color. I have no clue why I do that. I just like to do it. And so whatever I like to do when I start painting, that's pretty much what I stick with. Because this is supposed to be enjoyable, right? Don't ever let the fear of not doing this right keep you from doing it, especially painting. I remember when I was in college, I went into college at 40 years old, and I had never, ever had an art class before in my life. And I was stuck into all of these classes with all of these people who already knew what they were doing. Most of them were my daughter's ages. And here's this older lady that's wanting to learn really bad. And I had not a clue what was going on because I had never, ever taken a professional art class. Heck, I hadn't even had an art class since probably elementary school. And I knew that I wanted to be an artist. I was an artist wannabe. And I became an artist. I didn't have any art experience, and here I am in this painting class, and I will never ever forget it. I was in this painting class with all of these people who had majored in painting, and I had no clue what was going on. So I was just trying to learn. I can remember my professor looking at me and saying, "You have a lot of passion," and then he kind of chuckled. And I had a choice at that point in time. I can choose to change lanes and rise above this guy. Okay, I'm back. I think that my canvas is pretty much dried. My canvas is pretty much dry, and so at this point in time, I'm going to start writing words. I'm just going to put a few words on here about maybe what I might want to rise above in my life at this point in time, or maybe what I want to have more of in my life. You know, anything goes. So, back down to the canvas. I'm going to write this upside down so y'all can see it. So I may want to have more luck. Can y'all see that? I'm not sure that y'all can see